Imagine waking up, gulping down your coffee, and stepping into a drone? Oh my God, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about drone taxis. What? Yes, drone air taxis. Picture this. It's a bright, sunny morning. You've just finished your cup of joe and are ready to tackle the day. Instead of grabbing your car keys or hailing a cab, you step into your very own drone taxi, waiting patiently in your backyard. You settle into the comfortable seat, fasten your seatbelt, and with a gentle hum, you're airborne. Stop! Go ahead and hit that subscribe button now and give us a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends and families and on your social media pages. Let us know what your thoughts are below. Thanks, guys. Great. Thank you. Now, as you gaze out the window, you see your neighborhood from a whole new perspective. The drone sails smoothly over the rooftops, bypassing the morning traffic jam and the hustle and bustle of the city streets. You're not stuck behind a sea of red lights or crammed into a crowded subway car. Instead, you're soaring through the sky with a bird's-eye view of the world below. You might be wondering, how does this drone taxi work? Well, it's all based on advanced drone technology, combined with the principles of vertical takeoff and landing, or VTOL. Much like a helicopter, a drone taxi can ascend and descend vertically, eliminating the need for runways. Imagine, no more worrying about finding a parking spot or navigating through congested city streets. The drone taxi is equipped with a variety of sensors and advanced navigation systems to ensure a safe and smooth journey. It's essentially a mini flying car, guided by sophisticated AI and controlled remotely from a ground station. And the best part? It's quiet, eco-friendly, and can get you to your destination in record time. Drone taxis could transform our daily commutes, making them faster, more efficient, and dare I say, more exciting. With the push of a button, you could be flying over skyscrapers, rivers, and parks on your way to work, school, or wherever else you need to go. But like anything that sounds too good to be true, there's always a catch, and in this case, it's the cost. Drone taxis could transform our daily commutes, but at what cost? Our next segment will delve into that, so stay tuned. Ever wondered what it would cost to fly to work? Well, buckle up because we're about to find out. Let's break it down. The cost of a drone taxi service can be divided into three main categories: fares, peak pricing, and additional fees. Starting with the fares, companies operating drone taxis are expected to charge rates similar to those of traditional taxis. So, if you're used to hailing cabs, the fare won't be a shocker. Now let's talk about peak pricing. Just like ride-sharing services, drone taxi prices are likely to surge during peak hours. So, if you're planning to beat the morning rush by soaring above it, you might want to factor that into your budget. Then come the additional fees. These could include charges for extra luggage or special requests. Also, let's not forget about the regulatory costs. As drone taxis are a fairly new concept, regulations surrounding their operation are still being developed. These could add to the overall price of your ride. So how does this compare to traditional commuting methods? Well, if you're used to driving to work, the cost of a drone taxi might seem steep. You have to consider fuel costs, parking fees, and the stress of traffic jams. On the other hand, if you're a regular user of public transport, the price difference might not be as significant. Plus, think about the time you'd save by skipping the bus and jumping into a drone taxi. But let's not forget about the environmental impact. Flying to work might seem like an extravagant luxury, but it could potentially be a greener alternative. Electrically powered drone taxis could help reduce carbon emissions and contribute to a more sustainable future. In the end, the cost of flying to work will depend on a number of factors, including your location, the distance you need to travel, and the time of day. So, flying to work might not be as pricey as you thought, but what if you want your own drone taxi? For those who dream big, owning a drone taxi might just be on your horizon. So let's take to the skies and dive into what it might take to own one of these futuristic flying machines. First things first, the price tag. Right now, drone taxis are a bit like owning a luxury sports car. We're talking about a range from several $100,000s to over $1 million for the top-of-the-line models. And remember, that's for the drone itself. Don't forget about the costs of upkeep. Maintenance is crucial for anything that flies, and drone taxis are no exception. Regular checkups, part replacements, software updates, you name it. And all of these will come with their own costs. It's not unlike keeping a car in shape, but with the added complexity of aviation technology. And then there's licensing. Just as you need a driver's license for a car, you'll need a pilot's license for a drone taxi. This means undergoing flight training and passing rigorous exams. Not an easy feat, but certainly doable for those with the dedication and resources. Insurance is another major factor to consider. The risks associated with flying mean that insurance premiums will be considerably higher than for a traditional vehicle. But hey, who wouldn't want to be insured when they're zipping through the sky in their personal drone taxi? Now let's talk about the benefits. Imagine shaving off hours from your daily commute. No more getting stuck in traffic, no more jostling for space on public transport, just you, your drone taxi, and the open sky. The convenience and time savings alone could make drone taxi ownership worth considering for some. And let's not forget the cool factor. Owning a drone taxi means being at the forefront of technology. It's a statement, a symbol of embracing the future and all its possibilities. Owning a drone taxi could be a game changer, but it's not for everyone. It requires a significant investment, both financially and in terms of time. But for those who dare to soar, it just might be the ticket to a whole new world of commuting. Drone taxis sound exciting, but like everything else, they have their ups and downs. Let's take a moment to hover over the potential drawbacks of drone taxis. First off, safety is a significant area of concern. Picture this: a drone taxi flying high above the ground, carrying passengers from point A to point B. It's an exhilarating image, but what if something goes wrong? What if a bird flies into the drone or there's a sudden gust of wind? The risk of accidents is a real concern, and it's one that manufacturers and regulators will need to address thoroughly. Next, let's talk about regulatory hurdles. The skies above our cities are already busy with airplanes, helicopters, and now, drones. Adding a fleet of drone taxis into the mix will require a significant overhaul of air traffic control systems. And let's not forget the need for new laws and regulations to ensure these flying taxis are used responsibly and safely. But it's not all turbulence and headwinds. The drone taxi concept also represents an exciting leap forward in transportation technology. Imagine cutting your commute time in half, or even more, by soaring above the traffic. Picture a world where you can hop in a drone taxi and jet off to a beachside restaurant for lunch, then be back at your desk within the hour. Moreover, the development of drone taxis pushes the boundaries of what's possible, encouraging innovation and technological advancement in other areas too. The challenges they present are opportunities for problem solving and creative thinking, and let's not forget the sheer thrill of it all. The thought of stepping into a drone taxi and lifting off into the sky is enough to make anyone's heart race with excitement. So yes, drone taxis have their challenges. They bring with them safety concerns and regulatory hurdles that need to be addressed. But they also represent a bold step into a future where the sky is no longer the limit but the new frontier of commuting. Despite the challenges, the future of commuting looks thrilling. So, what's the verdict on drone taxis? Let's take it from the top. We've talked about this exciting new way of commuting that's literally sweeping us off our feet. Drone taxis, these stunning flying machines, promise to turn our daily commute into something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Remember, we delved into the nitty-gritty of the costs associated with drone taxis. While we can't deny that the initial costs might be steep, the time and stress you'd save by zipping past the traffic is priceless. And let's not forget, as with any tech, the prices are bound to come down with mass adoption. We also touched on the tantalizing prospect of owning your own drone taxi. Now that's a status symbol that's sure to turn heads. But it's not just about the glitz and glamour. Owning a drone taxi could open up a world of convenience and flexibility. We've considered the good, the bad, and the exciting aspects of drone taxis. Yes, there are challenges and potential downsides. There's the noise, the safety concerns, and regulatory hurdles. But the thrill of flying to work, the prospect of cleaner skies and less congested roads, well, that's something to look forward to. So, what impact could drone taxis have on our society and economy? Think about it. A shift from ground to air commute could revolutionize urban planning and infrastructure. It could stimulate investment in new technologies and industries, creating jobs and boosting the economy. And most importantly, it could provide us with more time that we could spend with our loved ones or pursuing our passions instead of being stuck in traffic. So, are you ready to embrace this new way of commuting? It might seem like a distant dream, but remember, every great innovation starts as a dream. And this dream of ours, well, it's gaining altitude. Whether you're ready to fly to work or not, one thing's for sure, the future of commuting is taking off.